Alright, hello there everyone. It's me, Soulstar17 here. I'm sure as like usual. I made the thumbnail, I just filmed pictures, and it's not a video. Okay. So here's the thing. You're probably wondering, where have I been? What's been happening? Why the heck did I not make other videos? Reasons for that. Busy, school, cut down a tree, body was basically I'm cut down a tree basically. We have for winter. Um Didn't have anything besides rope and a chainsaw, which my dad used. So, tree in my body was earned for a couple of days because of that. Um, Schoolwork too, like I said already, and trying to think of the 10K special. Like legit, I'm trying to figure out the 10K, and I want it to be an Asta what if. So I've been trying to figure out what type of Asta will work for. Well, I also want it to be a Halloween special too. So I don't want to go with a werewolf. Can't go with Frankenstein, Mummy, or basically anything else. I want to go with maybe, well, a. I like vampires for some reason. Not because of. Besides the. Actually, I like werewolves and vampires. Because basically, it's way more fun how they always fight each other. See the difference who's stronger. Sometimes vampires win, sometimes werewolves win. But I don't want to talk about one series. I I only like one thing about it. I only like one thing from that, and the cheesy ending from the series ended. If you guys are gonna say Twilight in the comments, oh god, like please, no, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not a fan of it. I just like the freaking fight scene. That was it. That was the only good thing to me. I respect the person who made it and everything. I think we already know I established that, but it's just that's not my thing. It just was not my thing. Alright, so basically, I want to make a vampire one, and I'm kind of want to mix it like with the style of Code Vein, but with the how Asta's gonna proceed to have certain things that will be different. Like I said, I was thinking about it. All I can come up with, since the since the vampire in this one will be actually people with magic, will have to basically they consume magic by drinking someone's blood. So that's how they get like replenish their mana in a quick way. And they use blood magic and stuff, blah blah blah. The thing is, Asta's basically will kind of change that to where he won't really have to. I mean, he can, and he also will then be able to proceed to even use magic only when he has anti magic. So it will be like anytime he consumes someone's like blood, he'll have it. But the most funniest thing is though, he actually will be able to need to like how can I say this? He can use like a spell of his own, like an anti-magic version, and maybe somewhat keep it after a little bit. He gets to train to keep it as for a certain amount of days. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking. I just wanted to make an Asta what if. That's like that. Anyways, before we go on, I wanted to say that, and oh god, hold on, I knew this was gonna happen. Dad's calling. Yeah, it was my dad called me. He just wanted to let me know something. You guys don't have to worry. So anyway, let's just get into this. Also, I kind of needed to watch a little bit of High School DxD, but I was like, you know what? Freak it. I don't care right now. Let's just proceed to make this video. So the whole entire training thing won't be really much. It'll be just Issie being with his father, aka Sebastian. And yes, I know my impressions suck, but hey, try to get into character. Anyways, yeah. So this is with Issie with Sebastian's son, part 3. So, as you see, where we left off is the day where they would meet Riser, or Razor, let's call him. So, anyways. So, what happens is, they get to school, everything's going normal. Issei's acting like himself, along with Stella's just, well, being happy. Everyone notices Stella's really happy, but they also see Issei's still kind of he's a he is healed, but to be honest, he's moving a little bit slow. I mean, he was hit with holy weaponry from heaven, so it is gonna hurt him, slow him down a little, but not enough. So people ask him if he's okay. His movement seems a little bit different. Some people are noticing. And he goes, "Yes, yes, I'm fine. Do not worry." Like that. Well, then we go to the afternoon. Everyone's there. Rias is looking a little bit upset. Akano's just, well, looking like she's mad along with most people. And Eric Griffio's just, being that way. She then, well, they're not in there. I mean, like, Issei and Stella are not in there yet. So, when Issei and Stella are at the door, he goes, "Miss Stella, are you alright?" Because even she knows about the marriage contract and what the marriage arrangement between her and Razor. So, she knows how Razor is. She goes, "No, not at all. But it's fine. I promise you." And he does nod. And so, when they walk in, Griffia's kind of shocked to see Stella and Issei there. She asks, well, Stella does. She goes like, "Stella, I didn't know you were a part of the code club." And she goes, "Yes, me and my butler here are basically a part of it. We're just not pawns or chess pieces, like, of anything." Which Griffia is kind of shocked and confused, because she does, like, grab Stella's arm, like, brings her over to her area. She asks the question, does he know? About the whole entire angels, devils thing. She does nod. And Issa goes like, "Whoever you are a maid, correct?" Which she does nod. And she goes, "I am Griffia. I am from the House of Grenry." I was like, "Well, my name is Issei. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Griffia. But I am no ordinary person." His eyes glow red. And she's like, kind of shocked. And she goes, "You're a..." "Yes. Now shush. Please. Someone's coming." As then, right on cue, fire erupts, and it's Razor. Everyone in the room is just mad, and Issei is just there. Like, I don't know, like, he walked to a wall and just leans on it. Stella is right next to him. And basically, everything will go the same, even, like, well, Razor says about how when they get married, everyone in her parage will be his, blah, blah, blah. And then, Issa just chuckles, even Stella. And he was like, "Huh? Why are you two laughing at me? Laughing at Razor, blah, blah, blah." And then he goes, "Oh, apologies, Mr. Phoenix, but I am not a chess piece of hers. I may be, well, a part of this club, but that's for special reasons. You see, my mistress here is a friend of Ria's. Mistress, I mean, that, yeah, sorry, it's been a while, but anyways, I confused my words, but, so, yes, okay, says, my mistress here is a friend of Ria's, and, well, you cannot, how can I say this, order us around even if you have her parage at your side." Which Razor's like, "You insolent fool! You know who I am!" Blah, blah, blah. Arrogance, ego. He was like, "I am so disappointed in the Phoenix family." Which, he knows about the Phoenix family. Razor's father knows Sabastion. Even though he's even though he's a demon, Razor's father has respect for Sabastion. His choices. He knows about he has a son, but he doesn't know what he looks like. And the most funniest thing is, like, Razor's dad knows his full name, but not Razor. He asked Razor's father to keep his son's a secret to his own children. And, well, he, as a kindness, he would. I mean, he also knows about the freaking, it's Sebastian Phantom Hide, so, yeah. So, anyways, which Razor asks, how do you know that? Wait, how do you know we were? And I was like, I know a lot, actually, which you do not. I know your father knows mine. I know that he respects my father, even though we are just demons after all. But nevertheless, demons have respect for devils. Devils have respect for demons. It's a rare occurrence, actually. Which Razor just laughs and goes like, so you are just a mere demon, lower than me. Who's your contract with? Your master, basically. He was like, she does not have the mark. My mark would have been on her eye. Since she does not have it, the contract, well, I would have to take something from her in the end. But my contracts, I don't like to do what my father does. I wanted freedom to choose my battles, to choose what I want. My free will, you can say. Anyways, the way you're acting, you only see her as a tool. And everyone else here. A marriage between one another should have been out of pure love, not to be used. And that's all you see Rios has. Kind of hilarious that your father would actually call you the head of the family. Which Issa is just about to walk out, and Stella, is walking with him because even she agrees. Razor throws a fire attack at Issa, pure rage. Griffrio, says, "No, what?" Basically, no, wait, basically. But before even anything can happen, something appears in front of Razor. A fire that he recognized, that he didn't understand. It was basically, well, his own father, Mr. Phoenix. I don't know his name, but anyways. He appeared in front of Razor, furious and enraged. As then, all of a sudden, everyone hears a clap. And, well, Sebastian walks in. He was like, splendid done, my son. Splendid done. Your words were true to the point that even I was convinced that you already knew everything about him. Which Issei just sighs and like, hello, father. It's good to see you again. Which he nods. Mr. Phoenix looks at, Sebastian and bows to him, saying, I'm sorry for my son's insolence. I will punish him fully. Which Sebastian goes, no. You don't have to punish him. Let our sons battle out. My son may be weak because of what you can already tell from him, since you were using your magic to spy on your son. And then he looks, no one notices with Sebastian. He goes like, oh, hello there. I don't know not Sebastian. I mean Mrs. Phoenix's name. So just say whoever Phoenix, some girl name. Let's say, okay, I'm actually gonna look this up now. Alright, so yeah, she doesn't have a name, I just looked it up. Yeah, so he just says, hello there, Lady Phoenix. It's been a while. Razor is like, mother? And so she looks at, Sebastian and said, yes, it has. Now then, Razor, what did you basically were about to do was hurt one of our, friends' child. So, we came here and wanted to tell you something after our talk with him, but he suggested us to watch your actions and, well, determined something. We thought we raised you properly, but it seems like we didn't. We should have known when we saw your purage. Which Razor's like gripping his teeth. And so basically Sebastian then says, actually, I actually know a punishment you can have and go through. Which they ask, well, everyone just looks at Sebastian. All of Razor's parents ask what? Because like, have a game, you know. Basically the game like they do in canon. But he's only allowed to have the same amount of players that the Parage of Rios has, along with my son and his, well, mistress, aka master, sir, because he is a butler to her, will play since they are part of the Coat Club. In which we say, looks at, Stella, and she nods. She said she'll love to play. And then Ethan says, if my mistress wants, I shall play too. In which then Razor's parents said, alright then, it's settled. So, yeah. They're gonna have that same thing, Razor's mad, and they put the stake up where Rios actually does it this time. She goes, alright then, if my team wins, then our marriage contract is over. But, if, well, you win, it's still going on, with no added things into it. Which Razor's shocked by her boldness, but he agrees to it. Hold on, everyone. If I saw something outside. Alright, so basically, it was nothing. I thought it was something, but no. I'm gonna be going out, and it's almost time for me to go to work, basically. It's almost 4:30 here. But I'm gonna still make the video until I have to leave. If I get back early enough. Anyways, so yeah, so Razor agreed to this, and they basically will have time to prepare. Razor doesn't believe he will, because he summons out his Farage, and he says unimpressed, which everyone can clearly tell he's not impressed with them. You can all sense their magical abilities. Yes, they're pawn pieces, and they are devils. But still, he knows he can probably take on at least 2 of them at a time, and that's it. He already took on full devils and full angels. Actually, he killed them. But everyone knows about this sacred gear besides his, well, Razor's parents. So, they don't know how much trouble he's in. But are you thinking I'm gonna stop the thing? I actually need to keep something going. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm back, everyone. I just finished eating my dinner, so we're gonna go right back into it. So last time when I basically, before I went out, I was talking about them going to the training, right? So, yeah, the agreement, and they have the same amount of training like in canon. We're not going to go through that because, well, yeah. I also talked about that I need them to lose because I had something planned. It's because Issei is not on a contract at all yet. So, the stronger his contract is, the more powerful he'll become. But he doesn't have one yet, so yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So they have the exact same train. Sebastian accompanied them, and well, everyone was shocked when they see Issei and him fought. Like legit, this is like very, very powerful fighting skills. Even Reese did not know about this. Stella had a good grasp, but even she was surprised. So, after their training's done, Griffia does ask, because they were, like, when their punch collide, they were cracking the ground underneath their feet. So she does ask, So, are you two always like this when you're training? And, well, Sebastian admits, saying, not quite. I usually like to hold back for my son, but since he has gotten stronger, I decided to go a little bit more, percentage than only using 15% of my strength. Which everyone was shocked, and he just finally says, yeah, I had to use about maybe 75. Getting there, old man. As Sebastian's chuckles. Everyone's kind of shocked because his attitude sort of changed, but they kind of knew too, so they're not used to it. They're mostly used to hearing the butler voice, his butler tone. So yeah. So basically, he even works on Drake. He's getting it stronger, basically. And his desire to keep Stella safe, along with Azia and, his friends. So the boosted gear did change. It goes to what it was in canon, the form, actually, I mean. But, like I said, it looks like a glove that goes into a sleeve form, so basically it does have, like, spikes on it now and stuff. So, yeah. That happens a little bit early. Drake commends him for his, strength, and that he did not think he was this strong, so he decided, and plus his thoughts and his will, was able to even upgrade the boosted gear. So Issei nods. He's getting a good grasp to understanding it, so he thinks anything he can imagine the boosted gear will compensate for. He just has a strong will, and it will make it. But he's not going to test what he can do with that right now. As of now, though, training. So basically, swordsmanship improves, fighting capability improves, along with, Razor. Razor had a spy on them, so, let's just say Razor's gonna play dirty. He may or may not have gotten some, basically, holy water, actually a diluted version of it, just so that he can, weaken his opponent. I mean, it did. It basically, they sabotage. They're gonna sabotage someone. I'm not gonna say who yet. The strongest person on the team. So yeah, so basically, the day when the fight comes, it's gonna go exactly somewhat the same. Razor has his people. He also has his sister Ravel, himself, and his queen, bishop, knight, rook, and one of his pawns. He doesn't have a full chess set because Rios only had herself, Azia, Kiva, Akano, Kaneko, and Issei, along with Stella. So 7 actually. So I guess that works. Yeah. So Razor thinks he's not gonna win, but I mean, Issei has been feeling not so well. It looks like, but he has been hiding it. Sebastian would have known, but he did not see him because it was at his place, basically. I mean by it was at his place, I mean it was at Stella's home that he had someone sneak into, and poured the whatever powder into the drink, holy powder or something, water, whatever, into the drink, mixed it, dilute version, so that way he doesn't die. Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, so he's been thinking, why have I been feeling so weird ever since this morning? Alright, so the fight does commence. What's gonna happen is, I'm not gonna go over this fight really much, because it's gonna go somewhat similar to canon, because there wasn't that many people. Razor doesn't have really a good strategy to play, so yeah. The pieces go down like in canon, but the queen of Razor does not really, it's not really up. And she tried to heal herself, and Issei took her down easily after Akano was taken down. And this is the one, Razor still had like another piece hidden. That was his plan, which, wasn't his sister. It was someone else, his pawn, to stand by his side. So basically, his sister was, gonna be taken out by Issei, but then the queen came in. Then he basically took her out with a dragon shot. And the sister was kind of shocked because he didn't show no hesitation. And he just goes, "What's happening? I feel like I'm weak. Slower than when I was injured." Which, Ravel's kind of shocked, so she asks, "What do you mean?" Voices like this. "Wait, you were injured? And you were gonna fight us? Why? Are you an idiot?" He goes, "That's what you get for killing angels and devils." Which, shocked. And then all of a sudden, he goes, "I guess it's time for me to bring this out. Boosted gear!" As then, his boosted gear comes on. Which, she was shocked by this. And she goes, "What the? You have the..." And then she just hears boost, basically. But in his poor condition, the boost can only up to like 10. And then he just jumps forward. And summoning the sword of fire, he just slice. Basically then she just gets dissummoned. And, well, like what happens in canon, Stella was with Rias, and when he gets aware, he sees Rias is her along with Stella. It's not her just bad, but still something. He does see her with scratches and a little bit of blood on her. The same thing with Rias. Azia is trying to heal, and Rias is just laughing, saying, "You cannot beat me, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. This is a foolish game you played, Rias Grimmery." And, Griffey was watching along with Razor's parents, and they're disgusted at how their son's acting. And Issei just comes over to, Stella and asks if she's okay. She nods, but you can tell there's a fury in his eyes that, it's not really, scaring her, but it's just wondering why. I know she understands he's her friend, and he's friends on have this happen, but still. So he just walks over, being right in front of Rias. And Rias says, "Issei, what are you doing? He's too strong for you." And his sword is out, and black flames are coming out. He goes, "Amaterasu." As all of a sudden his little, dog comes out, and it's a little bit bigger, which flames are coming off of him like the same way. Well, flames are turning black now, too. There's a few black flames coming off instead of red. Which Razor goes like, "You and your dog are gonna fight me." He just looks at Amaterasu, and Amaterasu nods, goes over right behind him, right in front of, Azia, Stella, and Rias. And, well, he just says, "Drake, how many boosts can I have?" I was like, "Well, partner, there seems to be a problem. Seems like you were poisoned before this fight." Which, well, everyone was just shocked, and he just looks at, he's still looking at Razor, and he goes, "I figure as much. Let me guess. You've had someone follow us to spy because I was a demon." It was like, Razor always checks on new opponents. What should I say? I would if I thought they were even capable of defeating me. Which, my gut instincts were right. I had my, contacts. Found out some information on you. Soul Phantom Hide. Father, Sabastion Phantom Hide. Owner of the Phantom Hide toy company / multi-millionaire business around the world. Multiple different areas that are owned by you. Quite impressive for a half-breed. half demon and half human, which is not showing any not showing any like anger or hatred. He knew this was gonna come out eventually, which Rias is kind of shocked. I mean, Stella really wasn't. Well, I mean, Issa never told her about his parents, but well, Sebastian told her, so let's just say that. So yeah, she wasn't shocked, and he goes, because you're human half, it makes you a lot stronger than normal demons. Your contracts gifts that give you strength doesn't really, how should I say, apply much to, but that's the opposite. It would give you a better strength if you did have a contract. Which, you say chuckles, and he goes like, you're absolutely right, but I don't need a contract, even if I'm poisoned to defeat you. In which Razor just grins and goes, come at me, boy. Show me what you're made of. And so the fight commences. Issei runs forward with the boost that he has. And, well, he slices through the flames of Razor's, but Razor even makes a flame sword fighting him. In which it's a fight that they never expected. They literally have to jump off the roof while Razor's smiling, and Issei's just calm. He actually then brings out a dagger, his dragon dagger, and starts fighting like Razor with both. But, well, because of the poison, it's making Issei's movement so slow that he is getting a few cut marks and scratches on him. That he does resist the pain, but still, it does hurt quite a bit. So, so basically though, the holy water powder, whatever you want to say, because I said water, but it's like a water that can be turned to a powder mixed with something. So yeah, I'm just saying powder / water, I guess. So it basically just takes its full effects to basically have Issei's stamina being awakened, even his strength. And well, because Marius would consider Issei a friend, and secondly, this is a servant of Stella's, and she knows about how she is, and along with what happened to Iki and her, she doesn't want to have her lose someone else again. So Razor would try to kill Issei, and Issei would, have the sword already plunging, ready to stab him in the heart of, Razor's. He doesn't care if he's a phoenix. Killing him once would be enough for him dying. But in the end, Rias opens up saying she'll surrender. I know it's a jerk thing to do to Issei, but well, I just want something funny to happen. So yeah. Also, I'm kind of running out of time, so I really can't make this long, because I want to upload this before I go to work, so that way when I'm at work, it's uploading. Alright, so yeah. So my apologies. This is going to be a 30-minute, or no, I mean, probably not even an hour video. But anyways, so yeah, because of this, he says, why? Why did you throw the match for me? He's trying to stay awake. Razor does commend him. How should I say, does praise him. He didn't think a demon such as him would have to be so strong. It's only held because of the sacred gear. That's what he wants to say. Because I, Razor, commend you. For the sacred gear, I thought would give you strength only when I saw it. But then I realized from your skill for taking on most of my members along with teamwork that you use, you do not rely on stuff like that besides your own skills. So, I realized that it was a good thing I did that. So, then he passes out, and yeah. In about a couple of hours, Issei wakes up, and well, he remembers whatever happens. Everyone's getting ready. He has been out for a day, asleep for almost a day. Then that night, basically, Stella is just, well, she doesn't want her friend to marry someone she does not love. But here's the thing what happened. After he passed out, Razor looks at, Gremory, basically Rias. He takes off his jacket and gives it to her, which shocked everyone, including, well, his Purage, who were, the one person is Purage. He does then walk away. Rias asks why. He was like, "You should cover up, Rias Gremory. I'm sorry for ruining your clothing." Yes, if you guys are wondering, what am I doing? I'm gonna have Razor. I don't want to do this, but at the same time, I think it'll be interesting. So more because of this fight, Razor kind of may not have felt fear for the very first time, because someone was skilled enough to keep up with him. Someone was skilled enough to actually even try to kill him, even if he, was the person was about to die. That was the thing. So in the end, like, instead of Issei beating him like in canon, and then he changed, this changes Razor's personality. So when Razor goes over to his Parage, he does tell them. Like, he just says this to them. It was like, "Hello everyone, I, Razor, would like to say something to you. Whoever wants to leave, you may leave. I would not judge you. For my actions have, well, my actions have been irresponsible. And, well, for the first time ever, I realized that some of you may not have even wanted to be a part of my Purage. So, if you want to leave, you may leave. Just tell me and I will talk to Lucifer. Or should I say, Zex Gremory. And we will have a talk about it." As he walks away from them. They go back to the place, and the parents are actually confused. And, well, when he gets home, he falls down, he was like leaning against the door, he just fallen down, his hands were shaking. He goes, "I was actually going to die with him." Issei, Phantom Hide, you are very, very different. And he just laughs. And this is when Issei wakes up. So, this is, before Issei wakes up and everything. And so then Stella tells him, everything about the weddings happening today and such, blah, blah, blah. She's crying about it because she knows Rias doesn't want to be with him. And so he asks her, "Stella, do you want me to free Rias of her marriage? Do you want me to fight to end it?" She does, "But you're wounded." He was like, "I'll be fine. I know I will. Promise you that, Stella." She goes, "I would, but I don't want you to get hurt again." And, she is clenching her hand, and he does pat on their head and smiles. He goes like, "I won't get hurt. But if you wish for me to fight, no matter how badly I'm wounded, I will. It's my choice. You can make a selfish choice, Stella, and I will try to fulfill that to my best of my abilities." So she does not yes, she's sorry, but again, he just smiles and says, "Don't be. It's my choice." So then Drake opens up. He was like, "Partner, there may be a way for you to defeat him, but it's risky." He goes, "Really, Drake? What is it?" "Balance breaker. You're strong. Yes. you're very strong. But you need to have a contract to fully awaken it. Because you're a demon and a human. You understand that, Issei. He nods. He looks at Stella. And so, he asks her, will you make a contract with me again? But this time by the book. Her eyes widen, and and basically, she asks, let's have a contract. He goes, I, Issei Phantom Hide, will follow every order you give me. I will protect you with my life. No matter the circumstance, your life is above most anyone else to me. I'll keep you safe no matter what. I will never leave your side. I will protect you from any danger, even if it is friend or foe. I will, like I already said, I will basically follow your orders even if I do not like it. Against my will. Now, Stella. Hold on. Okay, so like I was saying, Stella Vermilion, do you accept my contract? Would you like to make one with me? As you know, he has his hand out, and Stella does nod, but she does shake his hand and says, I, Stella Vermilion, will accept the terms of the contract, and I will not disobey them. But what should I... And I will give you in return. As then Issei smiles and says, your life. And her eyes widen because she doesn't know what that meant. But either way, she knows that he needs to have a contract to get stronger. So she nods. She goes, I'll give you my very life. Everything. As the contract, shake hand basically. Contract is made, as in all of a sudden she basically starts to scream out in pain, as he does say, he did forget to mention, he says it like this, I forgot to mention, the pain you'll feel is excruciating, but it only lasts for a couple of minutes. As in a bracelet, the seal that, basically Sabastion had on his hand, and CL had it on his eye, basically. The same seal that, Stella will have along with Issei. And so... Yep. Issei puts on gloves, and Stella's, eyes bleeding, and he comes over and wipes it off. And then he basically made an eye patch come, through magic, and puts it around her eye. She goes, it hurts, and he goes like, I'm sorry. He goes, I know I should have told you, but... She goes, I know, I may not have taken it. He goes, yes. Now then, master. Order me as you will. She goes, we have a way to stop. You'll fight Razor, defeat him, to get rid of the contract. Well, not contract, we get rid of the wedding, to stop the wedding and stuff, basically. He nods. So they were already invited. Razor already has a plan, but knowing that boy Issei and Stella, they're gonna try something. So he goes over to Zex. The pawns that he had, like the pieces, he loses some of his chess pieces. He offered them still jobs, but only working for his sister only. He will not interfere in their work nor bother them. They were willing to do so. And, well, Razor's personality sort of changed. Parents were shocked. So along with the sister. And, well, Zex and his father and, his mother were all talking to him as he proposed this. That if Issei that boy Issei, that's working for Stella, a million, tries to stop the wedding. Do not interfere. Let him. I want this wedding to stop too. Which they're shocked. And they ask why. He says, no reason. So basically, basically this happens. The whole entire thing happens. He stops. Basically, the wedding's happening. Um, Sorry, I know I'm rushing this, but I need to get to work. It's already 5:32, 5:33 maybe. So yeah, I need to get going. But I'm finishing that up. So basically, when they get into marriage, the whole time thing's going on. Will you take this? Blah blah blah. Be your wife. And Issei, says, I eject. And Rias does put on that like makes an act, but like he's in the canon. And so the thing is, because everything's the same at this point, no one knows this, and that fight happens. So basically, balance breaker happens. It's a lot stronger. He's a lot stronger in general because of the contract he has, and the fight goes on same way in canon. Besides having a cross and holy water and such, it's just like that, but it's being more fierce. And basically the balance breaker is very, how can I say, it's the same way. And everyone's shocked by how Issei is winning so easily. And just in the last minute, he basically punches Razor into the ground so hard it breaks some in the arena, in which he was knocked out. So he won. Everyone's cheering on. Razor's crying out of happiness. But somewhere happens where someone came up to Stella, and he was, "It's been a long time, Stella. You thought you could escape me," in which her eyes, her eye that's being shown, widen, and she was, she not seeing who the face was, and just some random devil, So basically, the one I said that ruined hers and Ikki's relationship. Yeah, this one. He goes, I already got in contact with your parents. They wanted to do, what you refused. To marry me. And, Issei is walking back, he sees this, and he can see, Stella's shaking, as he does come over out of the balance breaker mode, and he just says, who are you? Talking to my mistress so casually. And, the guy just looks at Issei, and he's like, I'm just a servant. Leave us alone, we're talking. I was like, what's your relationship to my mistress? As basically, he goes, I'm her fiancé. In which Issei's eyes are not shocked, because, he's not shocked because it's not surprising that someone like this would come around. And Stella is just not saying nothing. But I had something planned, but you know what? Freak it. Issei just looks at him, chuckles, and he goes, what's so funny? He goes, hold up. And then he calls Stella's father, and he asks him about it. Stella's father says, tell him I said no for the final time. If not, then ask her this question, do you want him dead? She says yes, kill him. In which he nods. So, Stella, he told him what Stella's father said. The guy was shocked. In which, what happens is, he asks her, do you want him dead, Stella? She nods. And just tell him to end him, please. End him, like that. Sort of, but screaming it. As This guy is shocked to hear Stella say this, and before he can even do anything, you know, he gets his head cut off. He dead. He just dead. And you know, Issei was hugging her. And well, this is where I have to go, everyone. I have to get going to work. So my apologies. I should have made this sooner, but I am gonna make another video tonight, hopefully, if I'm not lazy enough. But anyways, yeah. It's gonna probably be another Asta video, and then probably the Halloween special tomorrow. Alright, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Bye. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are.